Yes, boys, and we're back. It's that time. It's your AshMann-SPORTZ Working Man's Road to Glory. Guys, we've got a belter for you. We put 12 massive lineups out. We may have won the reward. We may have not won the reward. I believe we did. I believe we won a couple. We're extremely lucky on a couple of things and very unlucky on 3 or 4 lineups, but we're going to go through all of them. But right now, this second, I'll tell you what, let's just go. Let's talk about, I've got a game on right now, which is happening, which is for you guys that are interested. All my game ups are finished, barring this last one, which, oh my god, they've just scored a goal against, no way. Oh, well, he was on about 50-60 points, even though he's conceded a goal. It's my goalkeeper, Guvenc, I think Guvenc for Gaziantep. It's for the Turkish League. It was 1-1. They've just scored in the 91st, 92nd minute. Can you believe that as I'm doing this? I can't believe that. So that means he's just been knocked by 10 points or whatever. Fantastic. So there's no rewards there. So there was a little spoiler alert. So let's just forget about that. Let's get straight into it. If you are new to the channel, let me just quickly explain in 30 seconds what I am. It's so rare. It's a working man's road to glory, not a poor man's where we start with 0 and we put 50 pence in, a quid in here, a couple of quid in there, £5 there. I work for a living, just like some of you guys might work for a living, so when I get some money at the end of the month, I can put some money in. If I don't want to, I don't. If I want to put in 500 quid, I will. If I want to put £100, I will. I won't be putting 10, 20, 30 grand in, but collectively we may put 3, 4 grand into this. It may only show I've got about 2 grand in terms of, money, but I've actually probably got 4 to 5,000 when he essentially goes up and the players go up and so on. So that's where I'm currently at with it. We're having a great time. It's season 2. If you guys haven't seen season 1, go back to the beginning, see all the mistakes I made, overpaying on players, jumping into many leagues, etc. We've got loads. We've even just started rare for an all ETH threshold team because you guys wanted me to do it, so your AshMann did it. So let's go straight into where we are currently right now, and then we're going to talk about the players that I bought. I put £500, £550, plus I've just put 300 in as we speak right now. So I probably put about £850 in the last 72 hours into the game. So I've now got a rare team. I've got 12 lineups. Bought a brand new load of players for MLS, for Asia, for European, Challenger, you name it. We've got backups to our backups, rotational squad. So we're never ever going to have players that aren't playing at any time. We've got people that play midweek, people that play 2 times, 3 times a week, you name it. We've got them. So we've got loads to go on about, but let's just start where we are right now. We're going to go into here. Before we do anything, I'm going to move my camera. I really need to, I'll tell you what, let me just move my camera here. Why not? Let's just move it about. And also just letting you know, I've got a glass of Prosecco. Why not? It's a Monday. That's what you got to do. Don't ask me why I've got a glass of Prosecco, guys. I was on a couple of beers. I'm not going to lie to you. The missus got the bottle out. I'm not going to say no, am I? So I've got that there. So let's start where we are now. My gallery, it says I've got 1,500, but relax, it's actually about 2,000 because I've actually got money in the game, etc. So collectively I've got about 2 grand just in here currently. Alright, so where we are. The easiest way to probably do this is roster prices. We'll start with our lowest, work our way up. As you can see, I've got an awful lot of talent. I'm just gonna basically do a grind all the way up. Some of these players, look, are worth 50 pence or a quid. This guy's a bit interesting. Rizvan Yusiev, Russian League. I got him free, essentially, by somebody. Ethan Barlow got free when somebody did the 5 cards and I got a free card. These guys actually now, believe it or not, have played the last couple of games. And now Ethan actually plays quite regularly for the MLS. A couple of these players I bought, as you can see, only a couple of pound. Matt Hedges, when I bought him, he was 20 odd quid. 15-20 quid, you know, a few months back. Now he's only £1.38. So as you can tell, I'm losing mad profit on some of these guys. I'm not going to go through the ins and outs of all of them, so we're going to do that later on in the video, but I'm just going slowly up so you can kind of see, take a good look at some of these players. You can pause the video in your own time, go backwards, forwards, etc., and you can have a look at what I've got. I've got some little striking ones like here, Raheem Edwards. He always plays as a left back all the time, yet he's down as a forward on the game. Your guess is good as mine. So I went ahead and bought myself a new forward, a new talent, only 22 years old. Spot him if you can get up. See who spots him first before anyone else, because you can't rely on him. I got rid of Rubio, as I told you, in a part deal, a part X deal, a bit of cash, and a player, Marseille player, which we'll come to, which I told you in the last video. We've got an Asian squad. You've seen some Asian members here. Here we go. We've still got some here. Look, we've got some MLS players and some other players. Dimitris Pelkas just signed for Hull City. Fantastic. He played his very first ever game for the last 20 odd minutes. So some of these players I got specifically because they play for weaker leagues or weaker teams and maybe might be good for the underdog or specialist, etc. So I got some specific players. You know what the crack is though. If a player does really well, stats start going up, they're not going to be available for underdog. But some of these players historically have never ever gone over 40, 50 or something. So they're good. And I know they're sustainable purposely just for 41. So, you know, I've got some backups there. Benjamin Tete was on for Hull City. Did his pulled his hammy, didn't he, in the first 15 minutes, so brilliant, just what you want. Diego Lopez, I can't believe I paid 90 quid, nearly 95 quid or something, £97, nearly 100 quid for this guy last year when he was playing every game. He moves, gets a transfer, now he sits on the bench, don't play, and look, he's only worth a tenner, basically 10, 15 quid, so I'm never going to get that money back. So it's basically 80 quid just down the drain, literally just £80 straight gone. Never going to get it back unless there's an injury or something to the first team, and then I just sell him like that because I know that it's going to be a temporary thing. You start seeing the rares here. Probably shouldn't have done it this way, but I'm just jumping in. David Silva, we've got some oldie goldies, a bit like our Modric and David Silvas and Higuains. You know, people that are already in the mid-30s, going into the late 30s, that are on the cheap, still get kind of good scores, don't play every match, but again, good as a backup if you want somebody in there, you know. But you can't rely on these people week in, week out. Some of these players will be leaving the club after this season. For example, David Silva, Higuain, Modric. No matter what, by Christmas, January, we're just going to offload them because we know when the season ends, these guys will either A, retire, go to somewhere else, or whatever it may be. So some of these players that I've got, we're going to trade on, we're going to get rid of. So we're carrying going, Andrew Brody, so on and so forwards. We're moving. We're going to get a couple of new goalkeepers as well. Matt Hummels, I know one of you guys said, you know, get rid of him because once Soule's back in the team, Hummels you're no longer going to want. I get that, but as a backup, for the sake I paid 21 quid, he's worth £21. I paid something stupid like 60, 70 quid, 80 quid, again 6 months back. So if I sell him now, I'm still losing £40, £50. So is it really worth selling him? Not for me, no. Again, as a backup, he's only, what, in real life, 33, 34. He could go on for another 1 or 2 seasons, but again, by January, by the end of this, you know, season, we'll probably just get rid of him anyway. Enner Valencia got a red card in the previous game from a week ago, so he wasn't eligible for this week, but moving on from the next game week, he will be available, and you're going to get to see all them lineups as well. Rene Suete, somebody tell me about this guy. In fact, I think you already did in the comments, and thank you very much. He said that, yes, I should have done my research. You're right, you called me out there. I should have done my research. Normally I do, and you guys know I do. That's one thing I pride myself on is, and I told you, research is absolute key for this game. Less research you do, less chance you got to win. Full stop. That's period. That's just how it works. So I should have done my research, but I didn't. Now, transfer deadline day, I took the day off work. Why not? Transfer deadline day, I sat there all day, beers on the laptop. That's when I put my 500-600 quid in, started buying players, etc. on transfer deadline day. Manuel Akanji, he's gone from Borussia Dortmund over to Man City. Fantastic. Will he play week in, week out? Probably not, because it's Man City. They like to rotate, but at the same time, Man City Champions League, FA Cup, they've got a good chance of getting a single, double, a treble, a quad. They do that, it's Man City, so inevitably he's going to get game time because he's in Man City and they always play out from the back, do a lot of passing, don't concede a lot of goals, etc. You've got every chance that A will play. B is only, 26, 27 in real life, so he's got, it's just signed up whatever, a 3, 4, 5 year deal with them, so guys, so So I think he's a great investment. Again, I think I only paid £35 and he's probably worth, again, £35. So I haven't really lost anything on Akanji, and I'm going to keep him throughout the season. We've got a new goalkeeper, but again, I'm going to go through all these in a little more in-depth. This was the Borja Iglesias. If you guys haven't got him, get him. Do you know what I mean? It's simple as that. 40, 50 quid for this guy. Only, what, 29, 30 in real life. You can go on for another couple of good seasons. Yeah, this is the striker that I got, Brandon Vazquez. I think I actually paid, I'd have to double check, but I'm sure I paid something like 70, 80 quid for this geezer. He's only worth like 60 quid now, so I might be making a bit of a loss. But again, in real life, he's only, what, 23, 24. Whenever it says these cards, you just add a year or two on. So in real life, he's 23, 24. He's only young. He'll be the future for his side. It's a no-brainer. Modric have already gone through, you know, he holds value because of who he plays for, etc. And then we go into these guys here, you know, new goalkeepers, etc. And then we go to our top players. Casemiro, I paid £250, £270 for 6 months ago. He's now worth 80 quid. You know what I mean? He plays. He did not play for Real Madrid. He plays for Man United and the TED. Compared to, I know they've had a couple of good games, etc. But let's be honest, over a season they're going to revert to type. Will he get constant games? Probably he will, because he's only, what, 30, 31 in real life, so no doubt. But this is where we're currently at with the game. Injuries, just out of chance, what have I currently got? Look at this, beautiful. I love this. Illness, ankle injury, knee problems, soft off injured, medical, collateral ligament injury, disciplinary, that means he got too many yellows or a red, etc. And straight red. That's my boy right there. So that's where we're currently at with this. Now, let's go to my Sorare results, because we like to do it this way. Just to let you know, guys, I know I complained a couple of episodes ago, I think it was to do with 3 episodes ago, to do with the amount of money that you've got to put into the to get the rookie, whatever it is, rookie something in star, professional in star, whatever. I paid the 100 quid or whatever it was meant to be 120, they give me it for 100 quid for the year, annual subscription, but now I've got access to everything. Did I really want to do it? No, but at the same time, if you put in thousands of pounds into this game like me over a long period of time, I probably have, you know, what's ETH now? ETH's like 1,500 quid. I've got around 2 grand, so I probably got about 1 1/3 ETH. If my money actually went up and the ETH and everything went up, I probably actually have easily 2, no, actually more than 2, probably 2.5 to 3 ETH, roughly 2.5 to 3 ETH I probably have in the game. But again, right now, it's a couple of grand. That's where we're sitting. Alright, so let's go into here. I did have one. I have got one, which I think I will end up getting 1 reward. But guys, wait till you see this. I'm not lying. I'm sure when I say this, you guys are all exactly the same. You're like, yeah, I'm the same as you. I was 10 points from this or 15 points from that. It's a killer. I can only say my situation, which is this. Let's quickly run through them. We put an all-star. We've got 12 teams. We're going to quickly run by them as quick as we can. I can't break down every single player, so we're just going to go as a whole. First of all, look at this bad boy. He lost 2-1. He ended up... Whoa, hang on. Whoa, hang on. Let me just refresh this. Whoa, hang on, guys. Did that just say he was on 100 points? Hang on, I wasn't even aware of this. 1 second. So far, so good. 1. Shut the front door. What? Look at that. Are you taking the mickey? What? Alright, so you put it this way, guys. This is the guy that I was on about, was playing right now. The match has just finished. He's just lost 2-1. And I was thinking to myself, well, he's not good. Look at that. Even with his 2-1 loss and he's conceded 2 goals, he's still on 100.9. I mean, we can have a look into his stats properly, but guaranteed he's made a hell of a lot of savers there. So we've got Gavench on 100 points. Mendy, you know, 3 OKs. Now, Zubimendi, for Espanyol, normally, for Real Sociedad, normally would go ahead and get, if you have a look at his scores, around 60 to 90 points, so in that region, let's say 70 is an average. That's just standard for him. I captained him for that specific reason, because he plays all the time. He plays virtually 80 to 90 minutes, and he always scores or assists or has a good game. He just had an off night. It is what it is, and that's where we're currently at. But if he just even had his just normal, half-decent game, not 36.5, I'm not half-decent of 45, 55 points, just a basic game for his standard. Look at that. I was 11 points away. Absolute crazy. And even Kramaric, again, he's hit and miss if he'll score or assist. But again, 40.5. Again, for him, have a look, he's well above average. He normally hits minimum 55, 60, just as just from work rate, good passing, possession, tackles, winning free kicks, etc., taking free kicks, corners, just from his normal A&A averages. So this, I should have got one. No doubt, I should have got one. But it is what it is. We just missed out on a tier 3. That's how it is. We go into here, this is the ETH threshold team. Now, it's not the best lineup in the world, I appreciate that, but I'll be honest with you, I did all my limiteds, and I should have done the ETH threshold first. I did all my limiteds, spent hundreds of pounds, realised I actually only had about 250 quid less for my 550, so I spent like 300 quid on the limits and thought, man, I want to do one, but I've only got 250. I've now obviously put a few hundred quid in, and it's in there right now, so I'm going to go ahead and get myself a good goalkeeper right now tonight, or over the next couple of days before the next game week, and I might actually tune up. So what I need your advice for, and this is the main thing of this episode, is the rare team. I've gone ahead and spent around, as I said, £250 is for the lineup, plus I have a couple of extra rares who are just sort of come on for bit parts the last 10 to 25 minutes of a match. I've got a couple of extra players that were like 25, 30 quid each. It is what it is, but they're just sub-buy rotationals. But these guys, if you feel like I can upgrade on any of these plays or amend the plays, change, for example, he's 34, Cadeas in real life, he's not going to play forever. I've spent 60, 70 pounds on him, I think. If you think there's a player that for around the same price is a few years younger, it's got the whole season to go, like he's only 6 games into the season, all these are, they're all within, they've all got 25 games, 30 games still to go. I want an ETH threshold that's going to last me the whole season. Tell me 2 things. A, what goalkeeper can I get? I said I've got up to 300 quid, but I want to put some of that money into this ETH team right now to change the players. But if you feel like there's an actual lineup, a good lineup that's going to get me the 50, that's the 250 points. So that's 250 quid I've got in this team here. So I've got 300 quid in there right now. So you've got 550 pounds. Let's say 500 quid. For 500 pounds, all of you build me a team, and I'll change, amend these players, sell these players, get them a £500 ETH team that can basically get me 250 points week in, week out. And if they play during the week, if you can, which I doubt, but if you can get 500 quid for a team that plays midweek and on the weekend and still gets me that minimum 25, but can get that the 250 points, that is the name of this episode. That's your task. I'm going to try and do it anyway, but I want your help over the coming days. We really want it, so then we have a proper ETH team that annihilates 250, gets me that 50 solid revenue, and every time we get the revenue in, we put it straight back into the game. Get the revenue in, straight back in. So every week I have religious upgrades in the team, and then when I get paid at the end of the month, I will normally put my own 50, 100 quid in. So we can still keep putting 200, 300, 400 pound every single month into this game and replenishing. So I need your help, because Rare is new to me. I've been on this game for months and months, 6, 9 months or something I've been on now. I do know this game pretty inside out, how it works, but I need your help when it comes to Rare, because I'm basically a novice when it comes to Rare. I need players and a good team, and I need your help. So that's the main thing. So have a look there, you check the prices, we'll move on. Common, look at this. These are the best players with the best lineups and the best scores. You put them in, that's what you get. Beautiful. Move on to here, Challenger Europe. I was so gutted here. I'm not saying I would have got it, but look, we got nearly 80 points from a defender. And they lost the match, and he still got nearly 80 points. Midfielder, Varane normally only hits 50, 55 points standard. I didn't expect that from him, but I knew he'd get me a solid 50 odd points. Goalkeeper, first time ever putting him in. Again, same team, which I forgot the name of, but I will bring it here. Is it Cavent or something? Let me just move this for you now. Alright, who's he playing for? Yeah, there it is. AshMann-SPORTZ. So they played for the same team. They lost, but collectively they got 130 points between them, which is pretty decent. This is where I got my ass kicked. Sorare Desan. This guy is amazing. Just for his age, 30 years old, still in his prime, and he didn't play. He plays all the time, just didn't play. They rested him. So essentially, that could have got me 60, 80 points. I'm not saying I would have got a reward, but FCAN didn't have a poor game. He didn't even play. That's a write-off straight away. Our first time putting Champion America, not first time, we put it on for the last 3 or 4 months we've been putting the squad in. But our new lineup, Jack Elliott, which I was really happy about, plays for Philadelphia Union. We have these two boys here, CF Montreal, and that's Joel Waterman and Lassie Lapalainen. Now, these two guys defend a midfield. Again, they play all the time. He actually plays as a like a left winger, and he plays as a defender. However, when I actually saw the lineup, he wasn't even on the bench. So I mean, they lost 2-0. He didn't even play. I was 99 points away. Again, if he played and got me 50, 60 points, that brings that down to only 30 or 40. Brandon Vasquez, you have a look at his scores. No joke. This is the guy that I bigged up. Why I paid the 70 quid that I paid on him, because right now he's in the top 10 for goals, assists, everything. He's absolutely brilliant. What does he do? Gets me 38.6 points collectively, and I captains him. I'm that confident in him. I captains him, and I get that. So it just shows you, if he played and he'd just done average, I'm coming out with scores there. Oh, as I'm saying, you just couldn't buy this. This is the one that really cut me up. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Out of all of them, this is the one. Champion Asia Limited. Look at this. Bang. 80, 70, 60. I'm thinking 294 points. Comes to this guy, I'm thinking, you get me 35 points. 30 points get me. Get me 25 points. Get me something. What does he do? Doesn't even play. And again, just like this player, plays all the matches, didn't play. I captained him. Plays all the matches, they didn't play him. Rested him. On the bench, they made 4 or 5 subs, just didn't put him on. I get it. Now he'll play the next 6-10 games. It's fine, or whatever's left of the season. But the fact is, he didn't play. He plays and has a crap game. Just plays. Bang! I'm getting reward. Look at that. 70. In fact, what was it to tier 2? He has a pretty decent game of 50 points. I'm getting a tier 2. Just madness. I'm so close, yet so far. This one is where I've got rewards. Here we go. Now, I am only 4.71 from not getting rewards. So, I mean, by tomorrow. But I think everyone's basically played by now. I might be wrong, but I think everyone's played. Thousands of people have entered. You know, what was this? I mean, yeah, thousands have entered. I've caved 772. Look at this, guys. 65 here. Assisted. Had a cracking game. Lost, but still had a pretty decent game. And didn't score or assist. But Moon always just gets you 50, 60 points, just standard. Just like Rongier, doesn't score or assist a lot, but just normally gets you good A averages. And sometimes it's worth just going for a team that will always get you 50, 60 points per person minimum, and then captain one, instead of sometimes trying to put someone in and hoping they score or assist, because if they don't, your whole team's ruined. And if they all have cracking 60-point games, and then you stick a captain to one, I'm not saying you'll get a reward, but you've got a better chance. So sometimes it's playing the average, but this is where I'm getting my reward, guys. It's a tier 3 and it's right at the lower end and 4 points away from not getting a reward. So my tier 3 is going to be absolute trash. It's going to be a £1 player, 50 pence player, but it's just a reward. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, that player might 6 months from now, a year from now, go on to play a game or something or whatever, and that's just the way it is. This is the first time. Here's another thing. I went ahead and bought myself a legend. I don't honestly know how all the legends work. I used to do all research on it, and I just wanted one. It wasn't expensive. It was actually very, very cheap. I can't remember the score, the price that I paid for him. But if we have a quick little look here, and we bring it down when it eventually loads up, I paid £13. It's about 15 quid, let's say. So I paid about 15 quid on him. But what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, but basically what happens is, you have a look at the year that he was playing, so 1997 to 1998, which would have been Real Madrid. You find out if there's a Real Madrid, and is it anyone that's in your lineup, hence why I put Casemiro in. I know that he plays for Man United, and it's got him down as Man United, but with him on the Real Madrid badge. Again, I didn't know how it worked, so please educate me on this. But if I want to invest in the legend, I want to start doing that once a week. If I need to change him or get somebody else, just tell me and I'll make it work. But you find out what you was the cards from. You then put someone in your team that would have played for that team at that year, and then he'll duplicate their points. or let's say he was a defender and you put a defender in who also played for that same team that he did, then he gets more points. I don't know. Someone's explain that to me. So that's where we are with that. So guys, the goalkeepers are kicking my ass. Diego Lopez doesn't play right now. Brand Horst plays as backup, doesn't play. René Sweater but doesn't play. So just I've got 3 goalkeepers. In fact, I've actually got about 5 goalkeepers that 3 of them play as backups and they're always on the subs bench, but they don't actually get games. The other 2 just are like the third goalkeepers or some things. They're just cheap ones that with 10, 20 quid. But I've got 3, but then I've actually got like 4 goalkeepers that play week in, week out for Asia, Champion Europe, Challenger, All-Star. So I do actually have some good goalkeepers, but I've also got like 2 or 3. So we need to sort of have a look into that. This one was just a throwaway squad, guys. I just put them in. Pelkas played 20 odd minutes. He had a cracking game. Sam Vallette started to play now. Put him in. Yele Vosson, I put him in. And he didn't score or assist and he didn't play, so I knew I wasn't getting out there. This one, again, I was a million miles away. Benjamin Tete pulled his hammy straight away. Matt Hummels had an absolute cracker game, but when your goalkeeper's not playing, he pulls his hammy, it's a write-off instantly. He's a new player. I got him just because I needed somebody under the 40 minimum score to make the lineup work, so I got him for a few quid. Not really bothered about it, I just put him in. This one, underdog, because I didn't have a goalkeeper, he acts as 0 points. He wouldn't have got me an awful lot anyway. Let's say I got my 50 points or whatever, 46 points, I still wouldn't have got a reward. So I didn't have a goalkeeper, so I didn't think I was going to get a reward anyway, but I wanted to put them in because I believe if you put players in that actually play, they get a higher bonus than if you just put them in training. So when I say I've got 12 squads, about 2 or 3 of them were just players put in specifically just to make up the numbers. But again, Matt Hedges doesn't play, plays every single game. Have a look, every game, didn't play. So there's 3 players from 3 different teams that play all the time. None of them played. None of them were yellow card, none of them red card, none of them were, for whatever reason, but they were on the bench and just didn't play. So I don't know what the crack is there. Candeas always hits 50, 60 points. He got 26.8. This guy is, if you haven't got him, get him. He's literally like, it can't be any more than, a fiver? Can't be any more than a 5. I know the MLS is coming towards the end now, but it's still about 2 months, 1.5, 2 months of games, so you still can get him. Let's see what he is. Did I get him as a reward? Is that why he's not showing? Did I get him as a reward? It doesn't even show that I ever bought him, so I must have got him as a reward then, because he's not on there. But I mean, look, what is his price anyway? His price is £2.50, guys. For £2.50, look at this. 60 points. Are you having a laugh? Are you actually joking me? And this is what this game's come to, is that you literally could right now put 500 quid in this game and you literally could go and get yourself multiple stacks. I mean, look, for £2.50 for a player that plays week in, week out, has the ability to get decisives and gets averages of 50 points. 50 points as an average for a £2.50 player. Absolutely mental. I mean, here he did get a goal. So I mean, he got a goal there, which is why that. But if you take the goal off, look at this: 58, 48, 52. Look at these here: 44, 38, 43, 48. I mean, guys, you can't go wrong for £2.50. If you haven't got him just as a backup, he's what, 24. So and that's his new card. So he's 24 years old, and he hits that for £2.50. Buy him now. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Derek Eric. At the end, it's just started to come into some form, started to get some assists, goals, etc. So he's in there. Again, it's a throwaway squad. I was nearly 200 points away. I had the common, so it doesn't count for anything. He got conceded a penalty, so he lost 30 odd points or whatever it is. He didn't even play, plays most of the time and didn't play, and again, didn't play. So that's where I am with my squads, guys. Now let's quickly move on to where I am. Let me move this again. This is what I want to show you is for the game week coming up. I have here my saved lineups, and I just wanted to show what my saved lineups are. So here we go, and I'm going to get it on here as well. Upcoming. All right. In fact, was I already on it? I think I was already on there, wasn't I? So I've got 23 training teams, and I've got 6 actual teams that I put forward. And these are the 6 teams that I'm rocking with. If you guys feel like that I shouldn't be putting these players in, let us know and I can amend it before tomorrow morning. I can buy them tonight, I can move players around, sell, whatever I've got to do. I've got money in, as I say. So this is where I've got here. So these are the lineups. I'll quickly just scan through them real quick. Which ones do I expect to get something from? So he doesn't play Elliot Parish, and because I ain't got a goalkeeper in there, again, lack of goalkeepers is what's killing me on some of these lineups. Because really, if I had goalkeepers playing in a lot of these lineups, I would get some rewards on sometimes. So this is where I'm at. Do I expect anything from this squad? He plays the last 10-20 minutes of a match. David Silva normally gets subbed off half-time or just after if he plays every match. I don't have a goalkeeper, so basically it's a throwaway squad, but I'll put it in. Next one, All-Star Limited. Brandon Vasquez, we know that he didn't do brilliant. He normally does, and just because he had an off night, he may now go on and score 3 goals in the next game. So I put him in. This time, though, I'm not captains him just because what he did last time, once bitten, twice shy. But again, if you feel like I should amend this or change it, I will. I've got Serdar Desan. He didn't play at all. He was on the suspension, but didn't have a single minute. But he plays all the time. So because they've just played, I assume they'll rotate. They have a very good squad for Fenerbahce. So I reckon he will play and he'll be in there. So I put him in. Martin Subimendi, again, just like Vasquez, should be hitting me cracking scores, minimum 50 points, upwards 60 points. So I assume this time, again, young player, only in his 20s. You can say it's a relatively young lineup. The only problem here, again, is I don't have a goalkeeper. And again, even if these all hit 60 points each or whatever, I'm probably not going to get a reward just because the goalkeeper. So this is where I'm also getting screwed up, not having a midweek goalkeeper. Going into Champion Europe, Iglesias, this guy just, again, his average score, just as if he took off all his assists or goals, it probably acts actually pretty terrible, and he's probably actually a low value player, but because he does assist and score a lot, that is hence why he's one of their most important players, if not the most important player for that team. And he's only like 30 in real life, 29, 30. So he's still got years to go. Real Betis, which have got a cracking squad, and I might even invest in a squad. But then I say that about the Marseille and everything else. Rongier, he doesn't score or assist a lot, most like a DM, box-to-box midfielder. But at the same time, probably box-to-box midfielder. But at the same time, he gets a lot of score. Modric. I don't think they'll actually play him. Maybe, I don't know if they're going to play him. It's against Celtic. Will they play him or not? I honestly don't know, guys, because he's only just played, and he played like, 80 minutes of the match. But that was literally just a weekend. Will they play him again? And that's the problem. I honestly don't know. If you think they won't, tell me, and I'll try and swap out maybe one of these midfielders for Champion Europe, and I'll swap them around or something like that, like maybe David Silva or one of these. So just tell me and we'll have a look. Kanji, I put him in because Man City have to play this geezer. He's just signed. He's already done his medical. He's only in his mid-20s. He's a great defender. And essentially, he's going to have to sort of play at some point. And the way I see it is, they're going against a team that's 17th against 2nd in their respective divisions, leagues. If you're ever going to throw him in now. In one of these where it's over like a 2-leg or it's over where it's so many games. I feel like this is the time to do it. So this is a punt. If you guys feel like I shouldn't do this, though, tell me. We'll swap Akanji for like Mendy, and we can swap Modric for one of these guys, midfielders, and we'll swap it around. So please tell me tonight for tomorrow, please. Champion Asia, we've got this squad again. Goalkeeper, he will play regularly. This guy's only plays a couple of matches in the last 5. He played 2 in the last 5 matches, and he's a bit part player. So I don't think he's going to get me 20 odd points, 10, 20, 25 points max. So I don't think anything out there. These guys will play, I believe, and again, he always scores or assists most of the time virtually. But because I have a player that's a part-time player, and that's all I've got, I can field for the Asia, and I've got a player that won't play, I just don't expect to do anything. So this is where I'm getting screwed over by not. As I said, I've got cover for my cover, and that's why I put hundreds of pounds in. It just, right now, the setting isn't paying off because the teams that I've got just haven't got that. So I need to address this. Underdog Limited. And Valencia, he already had his red card a week ago, didn't play at the weekend, so no doubt that he's going to be fresh, wanting to go. They're going to put him in with Derson. I think the striker for him will be Valencia and Derson, so that's them two. So I think, and his captain's in Casemiro. Listen, this guy has to start for Man United. They've got McTominay and Fred. No, let's just go Fred, Casemiro. Job done. sorted. There you go. That's the 2 DMs, or just have him as a DM and then have a midfielder. But they've got to start. You can't have someone of his quality at the age of 30 just sitting on the bench. It's like when they got Ronaldo sitting on the bench. Come on, guys. I know he's 36, 37 years old, but it's just a joke. Do you know what I mean? You put your best players on and put the others. That's just the way I see it. Maybe Ronaldo's situation different, because I know Bruno Fernandes, everyone says he plays completely different when Ronaldo's not in the team, etc., etc. But Casemiro, they haven't. We don't know that yet. But this guy should be there. Is he up to the pace of the Premier League and everything up to now? Maybe not. He plays different in La Liga, and with a different team. But he probably would suit the Man City style more, just because of how Real Madrid play. But I feel like he needs to be starting. Seopsis, he didn't play, did he, at all in the weekend, so I want him to be playing, this time starting. Hummels, again, if you feel like I should swap Hummels for a Kanji and put a Kanji in here or something, we can do that. And again, with a goalkeeper, doesn't play. So look, 40% of the last 5 matches, he's played like 1 or 2 games. So they might rotate it, they may not rotate it, I don't know. But in fact, he's got no game, so I've got no goalkeeper. And a casual league, where can I go here? I've got Alisson, Van Dijk, Lewandowski, Teddy, Pellegrini. I mean, these are quality. They are against quality teams. Going against who they're playing against? Napoli, Nantes. I can't remember which these 2 are because I don't have them shown up there. So that's where we're currently at with this team. These are the teams I'm putting forward. But again, let's just quickly go to my club, my cards, and I just wanted to show a couple of things real quick before we start having a look at some rares. These are the rares that I went ahead and bought. If you feel like I've made a mistake buying some of these players, by all means, I'm open to suggestions. For example, paying 60 quid on a Candeas when he's 34 years old might be a mistake. He's a regular starter. He gets 50 points plus, and I know to get the 250 points, you got 5 players, 51 points each basically. I need 51 points, 50 points each, or whatever it is. So I need players that are going to get me realistically 50, not hit and misses. That player week in, week out will get 50, 60 points roughly in that region, and some can get decisives. If you can create me a team between £400 to £500, tell me, I'll sell this, get my money, add it to what I got, and we'll get it for next game week moving forward. And if you can do that on players that also play midweek, I'd love you all. If you can't, well, then I hate you. Alright? Nah, I don't. There's no hate. I don't hate, boys. That's there's too much that already. We don't want to go down that road, but there's way too much of that. Right, limited. This is where I am. 76 limited, 6 rares, 69 commons. Who would have thought I'd have more limiteds than commons? That's ridiculous. But here we are. I'm just going to quickly zoom down. I think the best way to do this is we'll just do it like this. In fact, to make it a bit easier, let's just quickly go goalkeepers. So these are the goalkeepers. If you feel like now I need to start having a full shift out and streamlining where I'm going with this club gallery, tell us. So these are the goalkeepers. We've got these ones that actually play: Oliver Bowman, Carlos Miguel. My cat's going absolutely crazy in the background here if you can't hear it. Oliver Bowman, Bundesliga, Champion Europe. We've got Miguel. We have Gunnar Govenk. We've got Yang Hung Mo, who actually got 70 points my last one, so amazing. And we've got Orakan Puri, which I went ahead and bought for 50 quid. And these are the ones that don't play. Doesn't play, doesn't play. Rennie Sweat doesn't play, doesn't play, doesn't play, doesn't play, doesn't play. So I've got like 6 that don't play, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that does play. If I can swap these, I mean, he's 30 odd pounds, here's another 20 quid. I probably can get 50, 60 pounds from selling some of these, and then basically just get me 1 good goalkeeper, or maybe 2 good goalkeepers. You know what I'm trying to say? So have a little think. Defenders, this is where we're currently at. I could swap this down into all the divisions, but we don't have time for that. So defenders, I'm just going to scan through, have a good look at these. How many pages do I have? Just the one. Alright, we'll work upwards. Hubner, Kevin Vogt, so Bundesliga, we've got the American MLS, we've got again. We have Champion Europe, Challenger, MLS. We have Asian and doesn't play. That's the Russian league, so I don't think that one plays. Yeah, it says only plays on set and one's eligibility. Jesus Arusa, Ruvsan, again Challenger, Asia. Is that Challenger? I think it is Challenger, Bundesliga, MLS. So we've got a nice selection, and we've got our legend card. So this is where we're going with this one. Midfielders. Let's have a quick look. Again, you guys can pause this video, have a look at my gallery a little more, or just click on me, AshMann-88FC. Type it into the search bar at the top here, and then you can have a look. Midfielders. Here we go. So we've got a nice selection here, guys. Again, Champion Europe players. We've got MLS players. We've got, well, basically, guys, we've got all the leagues, haven't we? Look at this. I guess still got to get over that. £2.50 for this guy, man. Jesus. Some of these players are out injured. Some are coming back later. We've got two Alan-Spor. I think that's how you pronounce it. We've got a Trevor. I'm still trying to get my words around all the Turkish league. Trabzonspor, something like that. You know how it works. There's another one, and I've just forgot the name of it, but there's another one that there. And then we've got these players here. So this is where we currently are, and then we go to, lastly, to our forwards, which is here, and let's bring it down. So we've got a nice mixture here. People in the early 20s, mid 20s, late 20s, going into mid 30s. So we've got a nice little selection of new and upcoming players and players that are ready to leave the club in the next 6 to 12 months, or maybe 6 to 9 months. So Kramaric, Mulnane. I don't know why he classes as a striker. Maybe he played there once, but basically he's a defender. Iglesias, Patetes pulled his hammy, as I said. Derson, striker. We've got a lot of these guys actually do play more often than not. I have put him up for £76. I probably could put him up for 70 quid now when he's sold like that. Get my 70 quid back and put him into someone else, because there is a player that I do want, which isn't a striker, but it is something. And then we've got this player that plays for MLS. So I could get rid of him, put him in. He won't score as high or as often, but the MLS is coming towards the end. Or I keep Vasquez, cancel this listing now, just keep him, and is one for the future, and just hope that his price goes up to 200 quid, 300 quid in the next year or two, and if he does, I've made bank, you know what I mean? So this is one player that I was thinking of, which was for Newcastle, because I'm also a Newcastle supporter, as my wife is from Newcastle, now live here, as I've mentioned on a couple of occasions. So guys, she didn't tell me that my drink's been sitting here the whole time, man. Alright, okay, so Sven Botman. This is the guy. Why? Because only 22. I think, what, 22? 23 in real life? Young. Plays in the Premier League. Look at that. Plays in the Premier League. Plays for a respectable team that now will be a mid-table team. Simple as. They've been used to getting low, but lower, battling relegation, but not anymore. I don't think so. Are they going to be top 6 in the next year or two? No. Let's just be realistic. They're going to be a top, between 9th and 13th, somewhere in that region. Let's say 10th, 11th. I think it's a great season for them. Solid season where they don't talk about relegation. They're just solid mid-table. Sven Botman is going to be at the heart of that. At the absolute heart. As I said, he's 22 years old. Now, what's mad is this, is that because he plays for Newcastle, and unlike the guy who plays for Arsenal, which I'm just trying to think in my head right now, you're shouting him out now at the screen, which, oh my god, I'm going to have to try and find him. Now, he's only 65 quid. I've got that striker that I'm about to sell. I've got hundreds of pounds in my account. I could go and buy him right now. I probably could try and wait and probably get him for 60 quid, 58 pound or something, so it's not a problem. He's around 60, 65 pounds. This guy's only 22 in real life. So that's just a fact. He's only 22. He's going to be here for another 5 years in the Premier League. Could be 10 years. You don't know. He might move to a Chelsea or an Arsenal or Man City or Man United. He could be when he's 25, 26. If this, site is going to be so rare, the platform, this guy is going to be worth, and this is no joke, and this is my general belief, and tell me if I'm wrong, but there's no reason why this guy won't be a £300, £400 defender who scores consistently. When he's in Newcastle, he probably will be £200 less. Right now, I have no idea why he's only at 65 quid. It's just ridiculous. Like a Kanji, I got him, as I said, for 35 quid. He's still only 35, yet he plays for Man City. Probably because he won't be a starter week in, week out. But when he does play, he's always going to get good scores because he's Man City. Sven Botman is the future for Newcastle, but also I think the future for Premier League in terms of moving to a bigger club. So it's a cracking investment, can play in under 23s for at least one more year, which again, I'll probably, no joke, in the next month or two, we'll be looking at an under 23s, just so I can finish, because that would be the last thing in all limited. After 12 decks going out, the only one left was under 23s, and once I get a full squad in that, and by the end of this whole calendar year, time Christmas comes, January comes, and next year, I'll be going into next season with a brilliant all-star team that gets me, trying to hit rewards. And I'm also going to make sure that every single unlimited, whatever league I'm in, I'm getting teams that actually hit rewards week in, week out, the best players. That's the goal 6 months, a year from now, after constant money. But man, it takes a good 12 months, let's be realistic. I said, I'm not a millionaire, I have a good job, but I don't bring in that sort of income to put in. Like Channy has 20,000, and Penthas has 40, 50,000 in the game. I probably realistically got £4,000 or something in the game that I put in. So it's not as if I'm putting money in a short space of time. And within 6 to 9 months, I put in thousands of pounds. So by the time another year comes, I probably will have 6 grand, 10 grand in this game. So I will be buying the best players over the next 12 months. So this is one for the future, and this is what I'm thinking now is future players. It's good having a mix. And now, what is that guy? He's not called Gabriel. Saliba. Is it? Yes, there we go. See, boys, you know what I'm about. Now, I know this video is going on forever, but I don't care. Just because I love it. I wish I could start the streams. I do actually have the streams now, because I've got 109 subscribers, because I'm so good like that, guys. I got 109. But once you hit 100, you can start streaming. If you guys want me to start streaming, I'm going to start doing that. Because I actually like sitting here just chatting and having conversations. So I probably should do more like podcast work, because that's what I prefer. But this is where we are now. Now, this guy, because he plays for Arsenal, same thing, defender. Only what? 22 years old. So basically, it's like for like. But because he plays for Arsenal, it's 190 quid. Do you know what I mean? So it's just absolutely ridiculous. When you're paying 120 quid more for a player because he plays for Arsenal, yet when you actually have a look at his scores, yeah, I'm sure these are 50 points, whatever, 60 points per score. But let's have a look. Let's see what we've got here. Yeah, I mean, look. But look at this. 22 points, 33 points, 38 points. Look what we just had with a player that's 120 quid less. Still plays the exact same amount of games. Arsenal, yes, has better chances of getting European, so he can play more often because he's young. He will play more often. But what I'm saying is, again, imagine if I had a Sven Botman and I had a Saliba, which will probably be the name of the game at some point, is trying to get class under 23. So this is what I'm trying to build towards. But right now, for my budget, I'm a Sven Botman guy. Maybe a year from now, 6 months from now, I can get a Saliba. But right now, I want a Sven Botman. So I'm going to buy one anyway because I want one. I need something from Newcastle. Now, I'm going to leave the video there, guys, because I honestly don't know how long it's going on, and the guy who edits this, I want it out tonight, and it's now 9:46, and that's my missus texting me saying bring the toothpaste in. Fantastic. I've got to go down and get some toothpaste. But yes, so that's where we're currently at with it now. Probably been well over 30 odd minutes, I have no idea, so I do apologise that I'm rambling, but guys, listen, I'm so in love with this game. It's not that I ever fell out of love. I've never been out of love. I've loved this game just as much as I did before. I just was going through some certain things, so I took a bit of a break for a couple of months. But I'm back. I'm pouring money in. I'm ready to go. We're doing every single league. I need all your help. All your help you can do. I need subscribers. I need people to join. Because you've gone quiet, guys. I'll be honest with you. You've gone absolutely quiet. This Discord, I don't know. We used to have about, honestly, 5 to 6, 7 people that would be regularly messaging me. Yeah, I want to see this buzzing. I want to be back chatting every single day now. Every single day, talking to you all. I'm chatting to a couple of people as we speak. But, guys, I don't know. Are any playing the game anymore? The ones that are in the Discord? Have you dropped out now? I have no idea. Are you busy? Which, if you are, it's cool. But if not, Get in there. I want to see your lineups week in, week out. Every single one of you were giving me some cracking tips before, and I want them back. Alright? Now, that's how it is. That's how it is. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. If you want to join my journey, you want to help me build my team, build your team, we work together, get this link right here. Join. You can invite your friend. Join with that link. Get 5 cards off this market in manager sales. Get yourself, you've seen there, MLS players £2.50 a card. Go and buy one. In fact, it's not from the manager sales, I believe it's from new card auctions. I ain't done it for a while. New card auctions. Go and buy yourself some players that are ending soon. Get 5, you get a free one, I get a free one. We get an extra one towards our 30, and we're currently on, we want their first friend gets a limited. Perfect. So we've got 5, we need 30 to get a unique, and whatever money we get from the unique, whether it's 2 grand, 3 grand, 5 grand, 10 grand, I promise you we're putting the money straight in, and we're massively building this club. So if you want to be part of that, let's go. Let's get something risen. Alright, let's do it. I need all your help, every single one of you. Let's get subscribing, like, love you all, peace out, my guys.